Hello everyone, it's Mike from Chess Lifestyle, and today we are training probably around 40 minutes of Woodpecker because for the first 10 minutes I want to show you guys my 9-year-old student's game. He managed to beat a 1900 online player in Blitz, and yeah, it was just a really great moment. I also should just mention very quickly that I'm absolutely exhausted. I've been teaching a lot all day, and I had an interview to conduct for the ECF Chess podcast. And actually, that interview went really, really well. It will actually be for next week's upload. But I was actually interviewing the man behind the ECF Chess Tracker on Twitter, if anyone knows of this Twitter page. But it's an absolutely fantastic page covering, all kinds of English events, and he basically shared with me all of his secrets into how he follows chess in England. I learned a lot about all these nice ways to keep up to date with all of it. So you talk to 9-year-olds is a crazy comment, Jan. Also evening, Josh, if I didn't say evening already. Hope you're doing well. Talk to 9-year-olds and get paid for it, yeah. Well, without further ado, let me show you the game, because it was really great. And yeah, I want to give some context about this game as well. So yeah, basically my student is around 1200 on Lead Chess in Blitz. And as you can see, he's just playing some basic develop your pieces against Sicilian. I think e5 is very careless from black, the 1900. And we just get a very kind of simple position. But what I really like is this move Queen G4, I was kind of playing this game with my student in the sense that I like to play chess games out, especially with my young students, because a lot of young kids, they learn through playing as opposed to just listening, right? So if I'm probing the right thought processes during the game, then it's going to more likely stick than if I just tell them it with some static example as opposed to it being in the game, right? So Queen G4 was completely his idea with the idea to hit E6 and have this second plan. Like he told me about it was twofold. So this was fantastic. Okay, it's dealt with, and he then decides to attack the center from the other side. And this part it's like, it's nice, it's good play. But what I really like is basically what ended up happening in this endgame, which was, basically pretty closely fought. I mean, black also kind of messed it up as well. But yeah, somehow white's rook is just a little bit more active, and that means white is able to get into this endgame. But the thing is, it was 5-0, and there's no added time. And we get to this position where white is desperately going all in for the win, risking their king being weak. But white manages to find this clutch move to get the rook behind the pawn and get this position. And I think at this moment, my student had around 10 seconds left. And by the time that he managed to... Okay, no, actually it must be more than 10 seconds because, his instinct was to put the rook behind the pawn, and I love that in a way, because even though it's completely unnecessary, it just shows that like he knows that, like, you know, if the rook is behind the pawn, then the pawn's gonna have no problems, right? So this was very nice. And yeah, it was this moment where basically he had 7 seconds on the clock, and it just took me back, because, you know, we've been training together since he was like 6, maybe 5 or 6, and I remember in his early years he had I remember this session quite vividly, actually, because he had a situation like this, right? Well, I think back then he probably even had like 30 seconds, 40 seconds, right? But because he could see that his time was low, he completely panicked, and it just led to like paralysis in his brain as to finding any kind of productive plan. It was just random checks and just not knowing what to do. And I remember he ended up losing the game, despite having or drawing the game, right? Because he had this material. And what I ended up doing was we ended up playing that resulting position over and over and over until he could confidently checkmate me. And I remember he was in tears as well, because basically I was getting stalemates. I was basically like trolling this kid, and you know, we'd play with like a clock as well, right? So very often he would run out of time, maybe sometimes he'd stalemate, and every time he messed up, he would just burst into tears, right? But I was really adamant on like pushing him to get this technique nailed down, because I just said, like, you know, you're gonna need this someday, right? And at this moment, like, with 6 seconds on the clock, I knew this was like, you know, gonna be such a make or break moment in a way, because, you know, you either win this game or you draw this game, and the result makes such a big difference. Like, suddenly all the, you know, the previous 70 moves, like, have such a different feeling based on whether you can pull this off or not. And rook e1, I was like, okay, this is a good sign. And queen d4 came. And I was so happy to just see this move. I was just like, I had no idea if he was going to be able to see it, or if he would just, you know, completely panic under the pressure of having 6 seconds in that position, and manages to get the job done with 2 seconds on the clock. So this was just incredible. I was just super happy that he managed to achieve this. Yeah, the whole debate whether it's cheating to you know, train with a student like this. I mean, in some ways, I understand, like, you know, the games are rated. You know, it's assistance in some way, but at the same time, it's like you've got to prioritize the chess growth and the development, right? And it's just a fact that kids improve a lot this way. When it's real time and you're discussing the moves. I mean, maybe I could go to some extra precautions to, like, you know, be very... But I know you're just kidding anyway. I don't know why I'm even deeping this. Anyway, I think it's a fair game. I'm never ever suggesting like which move to play. It's always just like pushing him to find the right moves. Bishop reroute was nice, doubling the rooks too, exactly. 1200 finds ladder mate, indeed. Really was great. And the other game he played today, which was just fantastic, was this one, where, you know, he had outplayed his 1600 opponent to be an exchange up, and then did this, and just straight up missed that this was loose, and as a result, immediately tilted and completely either forgot or didn't see that he could even recapture the knight. So now he's just from an exchange up to now a full piece down. And this kind of situation would happen. And very often, like this kid would get in a really, really depressed state of mind. Just completely demoralized and just wanting to give up, right? But what ended up happening was that, like, a couple moves later, I was telling him, like, like don't give up yet, right? And he said something which was just like, I mean, at this point, it's just aura farming, right? He said something like, "Who said I was giving up?" He just said it, like, straight up like that, and just went on to like lock in, and proceeded to this was super clever as well. He wanted to just like tempt the knight to like try and move away so that he could pick up the bishop. Of course the knight's never going to move, right? But still, the idea is that. And plays bishop d4, and he gets his luck. White brings in the knight to attack, completely missing that the rook can come in. And tables are turned. And then manages to convert the position once he gets his chance. And this was also nice. Like, I saw, like, his instinct was to just straight away go for this fork. And, yeah, in this position, right? He was like, oh, that's a blunder, go for this. But then was strong enough to spot this. And then have the idea to try and kick the bishop and then get the fork. I mean, it's just brilliant. It's just brilliant. And, yeah, then white blundered even more. Again, getting the rook behind the pawn, because I've probably said, with passports, getting the rook behind him, I've probably said this to him like 200 times in the total of our lessons. So now he's finally doing it, right? So it's like, these kind of like, this technique, right? Of just like how to convert positions. It's finally getting there. So just, I was extremely happy. That's all I wanted to say. Like, like sometimes this job, teaching chess, it's sometimes I'm just completely done, to be honest, with it. But then I have days like this and moments like this where I really feel like it's all the negative experiences completely vanish. Because it's just such a good feeling to witness the growth. And be a part of it, right? Yeah, no. I mean, I honestly like kids nowadays. They actually deep shit so much more than when we were kids. I think it's just like a result of being like much more emotionally aware, and also a much more knowledgeable. They just. They're just like much more advanced nowadays, just with the amount of like information available in the world. Bishop takes f7 hurts me. Yeah, just no regard to defense, right? But that's how it is at this kind of level. So it's also a good sign that we're also, way ahead. But yeah, no, wanted to share that just because I thought it was quite beautiful for being a coach. Welcome, Frizz, to the stream. How's it going? Let's do some Woodpecker. I don't have much energy left. I'm completely done. I've got a lesson tomorrow morning, so I literally brush teeth, wash my face. I'm just gonna drop dead after the stream. Do I want to deal with that discussion? Nah, let's deal with it later. Okay. What's this? Oh, a new exercise? Why is one new... That's just tilting. Okay, let's just solve this stupid exercise and then let's go back to our stuff. So we just get an extra random Capablanca exercise out of the blue. What the hell is this? I find the solve this. So queen, rook, rook, knight, knight, bishop. Queen, rook, rook, knight, bishop, bishop. king is very, very weak. Our king is a lot safer. Even though there's this exposure, we've got to be a bit careful, I guess, of queen b6, maybe. In terms of piece tension, rook is pressuring the bishop, which is also loose. Queen is in the territory. Knights are looking very, very ominous. These kind of ideas. Rook tension on the bishop. Rook defending knight, queen defending knight. That's all pretty secure. So only the bishop is loose. So, okay, what checks do we have? Oh, and x-rays? Any x-rays? Not really. Not really. So, what checks do we have? We've got queen check, queen check, queen check, queen check, queen check. Got knight check, knight check, knight check. I just need to make a note of something. Right, so I'm noticing that if, let's say, the king gets drawn out to this square, then there's also an x-ray here, so then potentially there's like moves like rook f5, which look interesting. So, okay, do any of the queen checks work for starters? Like, could queen e6 work? Definitely not. All the other checks, not really. Queen here. No, so let's try some of the knight checks. This one looks least like it's going to work. So if pawn just takes, is there any follow-up? Not really. So one of these checks looks good. So let's try this one. That's mate if not for the pawn takes. And then we got knight check. So then king here is forced. Maybe now I go rook check. And either they can run, take, or take. If they take the pawn, at the very least I've got rook d1 and I pick up their queen. If they take our knight, maybe we just go rook e1 and then win the queen. Is winning the queen enough, actually? Probably. Should be enough. So then what if they go king here? I guess I can go rook here. And if they take the pawn, then I go rook d1. And if they go king b4, then probably I have something. Like check him and mate. So I think that actually works. I think we can go for it. Right. So did I get all of that right? King d5, rook f5. If king takes d4, I was just thinking rook d1 was enough. Now let me see if that's correct actually. Yeah. It's just incredible when you have a methodical calculation process. I can be in the state I am right now, where I can barely even like see the board because I can hardly open my eyes, and I can still get a calculation exercise correct. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful. Having like a methodical calculation process, it's been such a huge impact on my game. Okay, so rook d1 is just fine. Okay, thank God. Again, shocking from Axel Smith to not mention rook d1 as an alternative. Yeah, this is just rook e1. And at the very least you can go rook d1. Yeah, it's okay. I got this all right then. That's good. And here... Oh, there's a pawn here? Since when? Why? Has there always been a pawn there? Oh no, there hasn't. The pawn took, right? So I think I forgot that wasn't an empty square. So okay, that's even more clear then. Alright, let's see what chat is talking about. And Arav, you better be keeping on track with the chess. The puzzle isn't new. I've solved it a few times already. Damn. I don't know why it said it got added then. Knight f7 is the idea. The problem with knight f7 being the idea is that the king then can escape. So I didn't think sacking the queen would make sense. Did Fritz get it? Knight c4, ec4, knight e4, king d5, rook f5. Yes. Nice. Welcome, Faz. How's it going? Yeah, knight c4, knight e4. I hope as mate. Can't be bothered. That's crazy. Faz, you should always be bothered. Gotta verify our intuition. Yeah, rook f5 is neat. God, chat being savage to Arav about his big news. Oh God, you went for the friend of a girl you liked. I remember there was that whole discussion at some point. Forgotten all the details though. Rook e1, rook d1 isn't winning. I saw engine briefly go to 0.1. I don't believe it. I think it's just chessboard bugging. I'm pretty sure it was fine. I don't really understand the whole modding stuff. I guess something happened. Appreciate the mods if you indeed sorted something there. Alright, let's go back and get back to the grind of this set of exercises. Okay, Kasparov to play. Okay, so materials equal. We got knight against bishop. Queens are staring at each other. Rook is on the line of a king. Knight protecting the queen. Rook pressuring here. Some defense. Rook is defending as well. Also, the reason why I'm yawning and so tired at 11 is because my body has fixed itself since, Thailand. Like, I actually jet-lagged myself into having a normal sleep schedule. It's actually crazy, like feeling so tired at this normal time. And then waking up naturally at 8 a.m. It's actually such a good life. It's so good. And actually, one nice change I've had recently. I don't know why I'm sharing this, but one nice change I've had recently is like I've been forcing myself to take breaks within my weekly schedule. So I'll actually write down on my to-do list that I have to do this thing that I would enjoy. Let's say like go watch some artsy movie at a cinema or something. Like force myself to actually make plans for myself. Because otherwise I won't. And I'll just sit inside and just do nothing or something. So it's nice to actually plan. And like for instance today, like I made a note that like every Wednesday I want to go eat out at a restaurant. Because if I don't write that down and make that a ritual, then I just won't eat out, right? I'll just keep eating some crappy food that I've cooked, right? And it's like I want to enjoy good food. So I want to eat out like once a week. So it's just like I think this is also quite a good idea to do if like you don't actually spend enough time in your weeks actually enjoying your weeks, then you should schedule more things that you enjoy. It's quite simple, but I don't know. Yeah, that's the problem with adulting. You gotta actually generate structure. You take for granted how much like school is just like structure. Right, so what's even going on here? King is a bit exposed, but they do only have a light squared bishop. King is kind of tucked away, but on this line, as I mentioned. We looked at the tension. X-ray, maybe X-rays back and forth. X-ray over this way. Maybe bishop onto the square. Fine. So, loose pieces, only defended by knight. Loose a-pawn. Right, so I presume it's going to be something to do with this. I don't know, that feels like it could be something. Yeah, but at a glance, can't really see it, so let's look at our checks. One check here. That's the only check. What captures do we have? We can capture queen, capture the rook. Still capture this pawn? Probably not. And then we've got threats. What threats do we have? To be honest, I don't see any threats. At least not yet. So let's begin with our checks. If we take here, just take back in probably multiple ways. So what are our captures? Again, this doesn't work. If we capture this way, well, they can't take with the rook because then this happens. If we take the bishop and they take our queen, then we can take back, and if they take, we take, and then we're up a piece because of this pin. So rook takes. Are we really saying that they're forced to do this, which looks absolutely horrendous? But what's the exact follow-up? God, it's actually really painful to think right now. It's too tired. Rook takes bishop, pawn take. Intuition says that there should be a win. But what's the win? Maybe it's like rook takes, pawn takes, knight gives check. And if the rook blocks, then we can just take the queen. We're up a queen. So rook takes, pawn takes, knight check. What if they go king d8 then? It's the only move. Maybe queen f6 looks interesting, because again, if rook blocks, I guess this time we've got knight c6. So that means the only legal move is king c8. Shame there's not something more elegant than just picking up the a pawn. It's gotta be this. It's gotta be this. I mean, I realize I'm tunnel visioning this line a lot, but I just wanted to just solve it because it feels so close to being solved, but I can't see the full line. So I mean, we are sacking an exchange, like it is a big commitment. Oh god, I'm so tired. I hope this isn't the last one, last puzzle, just because I'm actually too dead. What about this queen trade? Then rook takes. Can we combine the ideas somehow? Rook takes, pawn takes, and we're probably just worse. I mean, we could always do this discovery, win the pawn, you know. Get some brownie points for hitting the rook, I don't know. I feel like rook takes bishop has to be correct. Just can't see the follow-up. I mean, there was also this line of rook takes, bishop takes, knight check, king d8, and knight c6. With the idea that if queen takes, then our queen gets in. It didn't look very convincing. Just block of the queen. So we've run out of time. I need to make a move. My intuition is really saying rook takes bishop. I think we're just going to go for it. So it is correct. They take back of the pawn. And now are we able to prove ourselves? Prove our intuition is correct. God, it's yeah, too tired, too tired. So knight d4, king d8 is forced. I guess queen f6 does look good, right? It forces king c8. Then we go queen takes a6. And then actually wherever the king goes, we got knight c6. Is that what I missed? I think that's it. Oh, okay, so actually it wasn't that bad at all. Okay. Queen f6. Is not queen f6? Queen f6 is rook e7 is just knight c6. I mean, queen f6 works, no? I mean, I'm so convinced that it works. Queen f6 only plus 1.6. Knight e6 is actually plus 7. I guess that makes a lot of sense actually, because you know the knight move is, that's even mate, right? That's kind of annoying that I missed this, not gonna lie. I didn't look at my candidates properly. I just kind of saw one thing. I don't know why the engine is so harsh on queen f6. Maybe there's a line where they can give up something. Oh, I don't know. Don't know, guys. Don't know. Knight e6 is very nice, though. Damn, imagine resigning here already. So let's see the logic. Why was, oh no, not this one. If king, wait, was it here? Yeah, so knight e6. Does just look strong. Yeah, I'm too tired. I'm slurring my words. Slurring my brain. Actually too tired. And what did I have here? I don't even recognize this position. Maybe this move was just so bad I didn't contemplate it. This was the position, right? Yeah, I was looking at queen f6. King c8, queen takes a6. Queen b7, right. Yeah, why wasn't that a candidate move? Like, I only could see these two moves. So queen b7 is strong. Yeah, queen b7 is annoying. I guess the thing is, it's like, oh, we only even got one pawn. I thought we won two. Just the a pawn. Okay, so I can see why maybe that's not enough after queen b7. Yeah, knight e6 is really nice. Yeah, just not on my radar. So I think, guys, very pathetically, with another 11 minutes go on the stream and having only done 2 exercises, I think I'm gonna have to sleep. I've worked very hard today, and I've got some Argard trading tomorrow, which is gonna be good. Did I do my coach's exercises today or yesterday? I don't know. In any case, I am calculating. We're getting it done, and I can really notice the difference in my chess ability. So this is nice. And yeah, actually on Friday, I will be streaming from the Netherlands, and I'll be playing in the Tatterstil Weekender. So gonna get 3 games against 2100 high 2000 strength players. So yeah, we'll keep you guys updated how it goes. We could chat for the last 10 minutes. Not a bad shout, Arav, but I can't even chat. I'm just too tired. Did anyone get this, by the way? Yeah, Faz spotted queen b7 is resistance. Yeah, no f takes e6 because queen f8. Yeah, nice job, Josh, for finding that e6. Yeah, wasn't on my radar somehow. yeah, I'm gonna call it a day. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and yeah, have a good night's sleep. And if your sleep schedule is bad, completely ruin it so that it fixes itself magically and you sleep at a normal time. So cheers and see you on Friday. Okay, bye guys, have a good night.